Alright, so I'm currently driving, just recording myself as I drive, and I had this thought has been on my mind for a little bit. I recently heard Jonathan Peugeot, I can't remember who he was talking to, but he said we have this idea in Christianity where you have the highest, because in any like hierarchical system or in any kingdom, you would say the highest thing is the king. But he said in Christianity we have this idea that there's something higher than that, and that's something like the martyr. And when he said that, I thought that was just like a great way to describe it, to picture it. I thought it was a good image to, I guess, hold of that. But I thought I would try to maybe explain possibly what he means by that. And so, because I've been kind of thinking about this idea recently, and I was thinking, so every culture, every person, you could say, if you define God as your highest good or your highest value, then everybody seems to have, probably even most Christians have different gods themselves. So because everybody has different values, and what they value most that's the top of their mountain, what's at the highest peak of their mountain is going to be different from person to person. So but in Christianity, so in Exodus, God is described as sitting on top of the mercy seat. That's his throne, is he's enthroned with mercy. So whatever, doesn't matter if you're Christian, not Christian, whatever person you are, you could have the thing within you that is of the highest good, whether that's truth or righteousness, whatever that is, that could be your God. But unless it is sitting on a seat of mercy, it's going to end up being tyrannical. So I hope that explains what I mean here. So like, if I value truth the most, above all other values, if that truth is not wrapped up in forgiveness and mercy and love, then and love towards others, then it's ultimately either going to damn me, or I'm going to start damning others that don't agree with my truth, or if my truth doesn't, or if I don't have absolute truth, or if I'm dishonest in any way, or if my integrity is if I fall short in any way, if my highest ideal is truth, I'm never going to live up to that. So it's always going to be there to damn me. Your God is kind of always going to be your accuser. Your God is always going to be your Satan, unless he's sitting on the seat of mercy, unless he's wrapped in forgiveness. So that's kind of, I think, the idea of when Peugeot said, what's above the king is the martyr. And I just thought that was like beautiful way to, I don't know, I just like that imagery, but that could just be a personal thing. Jordan Peterson says that I think he conceptualizes the God of Christianity as something like, I think he'll say truth nestled within love. And I think that maybe that's more helpful to other people. That's not as helpful to me, because I feel like, not that saying God is love is a cop-out in any way, because that's the perfect way to describe God, but I just feel like love encompasses kind of all those things. So in my head, it works better when I'm able to, I guess, split it up, because I feel like love encompasses truth and forgiveness and judgment and justice and all those things. So you could even have like social justice is your God, it's your highest God, or justice in general, whatever. You just want justice for all men, everything to be made right, and just for people to be just, and that's your highest good. So that's your God. Your God can be whatever God you want to worship. Like, say that is even divine, and God put that on your heart for you to seek as the highest good, and so that's a gift from God for you to desire that, and that's his given desire. But unless that justice is not seated on a throne of mercy, then it's going to become tyrannical, and that's when the fire comes down from above, and the fire comes down from heaven. So you have like you have like anarchy and tyranny, and so you have either two ways things can go, and you can either like say basically everything's meaningless, there's no truth in the world, all this stuff, then it's total anarchy, then it's the flood, because there's no more solid ground, nothing like that, the world is flooded. Or you have the other way, where you have like the things at the top condemn everything else, and that's when the fire falls from heaven, and even your own ideals will like cast fiery stones upon you, in a poetic sense, I guess, or symbolic sense. So that's the kind of the way, I don't know, the highest thing is the martyr in Christianity. That's, I think, good. I was even thinking about this, just kind of toying this idea recently. Even if my highest good is love. You could even say it's love, or you could even say it's forgiveness. If that forgiveness is not wrapped in some sort of divine forgiveness, then I feel like it's also ultimately going to condemn me, because I'm never going to live up to the most ideal form of forgiveness. Like we're just never gonna. And so unless that forgiveness is forgiving in itself, then it doesn't work. So that's why the God in Christianity and in Jewish tradition is seated on a throne of mercy. So, and that's why he's the martyr. Yeah, because your highest good, you're either gonna have to kill it and crucify it, or it's gonna kill you, unless it's on the mercy seat. Anyway, I hope that makes sense.